Hey guys! During the course of my show, I reviewed movies, comic books, plays, a couple of TV shows, some webcomics, but there's one medium that I have yet to talk about. Ironically, it's one that we've all seen, but one which gets very little attention. I'm of course talking about none other than the sing-along. Let's start things off by talking about Barney the dinosaur. While not technically specializing in the traditional sing-along, where there are animated lyrics for the audience to follow, he's just so enthusiastic and energetic that most kids are bound to sing and dance along with him anyway. There are a ton of Barney videos out there, but today, we're going to focus on Barney's Super Singing Circus. Originally, I was going to review something a bit more close to home in Barney's Halloween Party, until I realized that Halloween had barely factored into it. It had been completely watered down into autumn and harvest time. That is wrong. Anyway, our movie opens with some forgettable kids singing forgettable songs about forgettable circus animals.
You should have seen the monk. He sat on the elephant's trunk. The elephant sneezed and fell on his knees, and what became of the monk?
First song of the show, and it's a total lie. The original lyrics plainly state, the monkey, he got drunk and fell on the elephant's trunk. Subsequently, the elephant sneezed, leading to the monkey's demise. Stop lying to our kids, Barney! Apparently, Barney comes to life in the presence of animal abuse.
Hi, Steven, and Kim, and Danny, and Emily. Oh, and hello to you, Mr. Monkey.
Not going near that one. The kids are excited about seeing a circus that's coming into town, but their friend Emily can't go because she'll be out of town that weekend. Barney suggests that they make their own circus for her to enjoy before she has to leave.
Do you think we can? Sure, if we all work together.
Putting on a show is lots of work.
Well, at least Barney and I can agree on that.
Can we have a stage?
Sure you can.
What about lights?
Big and bright.
We're gonna need a curtain.
Yes, we will.
And a spotlight, too.
That's what we'll do.
That's a weird rhyming scheme. Only every other set of lyrics rhymes? Why not go for something like, can we have a stage? They're all the rage. What about lights? Big and bright. We're gonna need a curtain, that's for certain. And a spotlight, too. That's what we'll do. You then meet this squirrel character named Scooter McNutty. And I only know this because I had to look it up on the Barney Wiki. Yes, the freaking Barney universe is apparently so detailed and intricate that it demands its own wiki. I'm also questioning why he looks more like a Muppet than a real squirrel. We see that Barney is actually a plush toy brought to life by the kids' imagination. We see that the kids have plenty of other plush toys that they could easily bring to life if they so chose, making me wonder what's so special about Barney that he's the only one they do this with. We do not see them in possession of a stuffed squirrel, leading me to believe that he is, in fact, a real squirrel. If that's the case, why is no one questioning the existence of a giant, bug-eyed talking squirrel? They take a brief trip to the library so they can do some research on what kind of things go into a circus. For example, this circus features a grandmother strongman. That I'd pay to see. You don't want none of this, brother!
But it all ends up as a lot of fun.
Exactly. Just ask the Flying Graysons. We then meet this other dinosaur character I don't recognize. Did I mention I never really watched Barney as a kid? Pulling up to their treehouse.
Hey, Scooter! It's me, BJ!
A character named BJ is tucking into a small hole. I have a feeling that's going to happen a lot in this review. By the way, Barney exists because the kids will him to exist. Who's imagining BJ here just showing up as if he's completely independent of their imaginations? The kids toss down a pride flag they always had on them for some reason, which magically turns into a giant circus tent.
Hear the music of the band
When the circus comes to town.
balloons and cotton candy.
When the circus comes to town.
Are there any words that rhyme when the circus comes to town? They go backstage and dissolve to opening night. With no montage of the kids preparing for the circus, I think it's safe to say that they're all gonna fail in the most glorious ways possible. Also, are these people in the audience figments of the kids' imaginations too? Or did the kids somehow get all their parents and a bunch of other families to huddle up under this tiny little rainbow poncho? Or did the kids somehow make it blow up to a real circus tent with nothing but the power of their minds?
It's time to let the fun begin!
Oh, yeah!
Come on, everybody, let's munch!
Let's munch? Oh my god, this whole circus crap was just a ploy to get the entire town in one place! He's gonna eat you all!
Get your peanuts right here. Munch a bunch for lunch. Boy, they're fresh, they're delicious, they're crispy and crunchy. Boy, they sure look good. They sure smell good. Hey, I wonder if they taste good.
Nom nom nom. Oh, nom 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 nom.
Barney then swipes the balloons so he can sing a song about them.
Oh, I like red. It's the color of an apple.
Orange!
It's the color of an orange.
Yellow!
It's a lemon and a wonderful sun.
Green!
It's the color of trees and lots of things that grow. And then there's blue for the sky, and purple, that's a color that's fun. And when we put those colors side by side, now what do you think we've done? We've made a rainbow, and it's a really beautiful one.
You're not actually gonna do that, are you? 'Cause I gotta say, that would make for a really nice effect to go with this song. After that wasted potential, he goes backstage to get BJ out to perform his act, but it just isn't ready yet.
It's tremendous. It's stupendous. It's
Big?
yeah, really big. My surprise should get here really soon.
To stall for time, Barney brings out the kids who are all dressed up as clowns. Just to reiterate, we saw that these kids had no time to prepare for this little gag. Did Barney just rip a hole through time and space to pull this off?
Ha ha ha, hee hee hee. Come on, get silly and laugh with me. Giggle, gaggle, wiggle, waggle, ho ho ho.
When you're feeling happy, let it show.
In other words,
Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Hey, go!
Weren't they great? Let's give those clowns a great big hand! Alright, thank you!
really? You're gonna set up that kind of joke and not have it slap Barney right on his ass?
What's up, nerds?
They try to get BJ on again, but his act still isn't ready.
We'll try again later.
Great. And don't worry, it'll be really big.
There's a lot to see at the circus, including lots of exciting animals in our animal wagon.
Oh, you mean in here?
That's right. What kind of animals do you think are inside?
Well, if you're putting on an animal act, I imagine they're probably going to be rare, exotic, kind of out of the ordinary. Holy crap, is nobody noticing that there are dinosaurs in this circus?
Hello! There you go.
And despite that obvious setup, people do not in fact say that they monkey around.
Boom, boom, ain't it great to be crazy? Boom, boom, ain't it great to be crazy? Giddy and foolish the whole day through.
Boom boom, ain't it great to be crazy?
Boom, boom, ain't it great to be crazy?
Oh, thank God. That's all, folks. Sing-along's over. No, of course it's not over. We haven't seen the lion yet.
Hi, everybody. How you doing over there, folks? Hiya.
Wow. When you're making Skippy look like a more ferocious lion, you got problems.
I only have one thing to say to you.
What's that?
bitch.
I want you to please climb these stairs.
This reminds me of my earlier question. Why don't we see the stuffed lion doing these tricks? If Barney comes to life with the power of the kid's imagination, why not their other toys? Oh well, no time for questions about existentiality. Time for a song about dental hygiene and water conservation.
But while I'm brushing my teeth and having so much fun, I never let the water run. No! I never let the water run.
Yeah, this'll keep the kids watching.
And next up in our super-de-duper circus is an act that will chill you and thrill you. An act so big and exciting that it must be the
Barney, come here.
Excuse me. Yes, BJ?
Barney, my act is bigger than big. It's huge. It's giant. It's just not here yet.
That's okay. We'll just get you some Viagra. It'll get here soon enough. BJ's big surprise is put off again, and Scooter does some tricks on the trapeze. And by tricks, I mean he just swings back and forth because they couldn't figure out how to do anything more elaborate than this.
Look, Ma! Your hands!
Squirrels don't have prehensile tails. Either make him a monkey or a possum, or have him hang by his legs. Then the kids show up dressed as ponies. Something I can't help but wonder where little Emily from the beginning is. Isn't she the whole point of them having this circus? The least they could do is cut to her in the audience every now and then so we can see her enjoying the show.
Yankee Doodle went to town riding on a pony. Stuck a feather in his cap and called it macaroni. Yankee Doodle, keep it up. Yankee Doodle dandy. Mind the music and the step, and with the girls be handy.
Now, I know that there is only one song that can accompany a bunch of little ponies prancing around, so I will not disappoint you.
Are you ready to go on, BJ?
Not exactly. See, my surprise still hasn't gotten here. But when it does, it's gonna be really big.
There are those who would say that it's not the size that counts, it's how you use it. I, for one, would argue that it's not the size that counts, it's whether or not it's actually gonna get here! Time to stall yet again with some whistling wiener dogs.
Those dogs are hot. Oh, man. Where's my big surprise? Ay, ay, ay. Okay, now think.
Wow, they couldn't even dub whistling over footage of the dogs howling or something. That's really cheap, movie.
Our next act is sure to lift your spirits and everything else. He's a powerful person with mighty muscles. He's Steven the Strong Man.
Here comes Steven the Steroid Abuser. After his bit, they introduce the crowd to a tap-dancing duck. And just like the wiener dogs, we never actually see the duck do any tap dancing. You know, if Tim Burton could find a suicidal cat to show off in Big Fish, I'm pretty sure they could find a real tap-dancing duck somewhere to put in the circus. And if they can't find a tap-dancing duck, don't write a tap-dancing duck into the script! The show begins to wind down as Emily sings about her teddy bear. Isn't she supposed to be watching the circus? Whoa! Hi, Bear from the Pee Wee Herman Show.
Hi, Bear.
Emily and Teddy! Oh, I can't bear to see them go.
BJ's big surprise finally shows up, which is a cannon that he's supposed to shoot himself out of. But it's too small for him to do so. Luckily, it's just the right size for Gonzo the Great, Scooter to shoot out of himself. Well, I gotta give this movie some credit. It's doing a very good job of reminding me that I could be watching The Muppets right now.
5, 4, 3,
And not only was Scooter already in the cannon when it arrived, but he was already safely strapped into his parachute. He clearly sabotaged BJ's grand finale so he could steal the show. Way to kill the build-up, Big Squirrel Poo. So the circus ends with Barney singing his trademark song, I love you, you love me. Then Baby Bop and BJ say their goodbyes as they teleport away. Thank you, Rainbow Faces. So that was Barney's super singing circus. And I can say without a shadow of a doubt, this movie wasn't for me. While I make fun of it, it's hard for me to actually hate it. This movie was made for preschoolers, not older, sarcastic, somewhat jaded bastards like me. Maybe I'd demand a little more if it was trying to reach a broader family demographic, but on the other hand, it could have been a lot worse too. There's barely anything here in terms of story, so I can't complain about any plot holes that might have arisen from it. While the kids' characters are essentially blank slates, I guess you could make the argument that they're supposed to be everyman characters so the kids watching at home can more easily imagine them in their places. Hell, there wasn't a whole lot of characterization in the earliest superhero comics for that very reason. And I suppose it's pretty commendable that these kids would go out of their way to make their one friend feel better about missing out on the circus that they were all supposed to go to. Too many other kids' media today would make the story about their friends trying to get her out of doing whatever it was that was taking her out of town, because parents are stupid, detestable creatures that should be ignored at every turn. While I question the logistics of what gets brought to life through the power of imagination and what doesn't, it's also good seeing a movie demonstrating that anything is possible with a little imagination. And if this movie wants to sell what Albert Einstein held in greater regard than knowledge, then how bad can it really be? See you later.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Well, give me all you got and don't hold it back. Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof.
No. You gotta come from down here. Gotta come from the gut.
From the gut.
Gotta come from the gut.
Okay.
One time. Like that.
Okay, here we go.
One more time.
Roar.
Roar!
Subscribe, like, follow, comment, share, watch more, more.